Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranch, and today I will be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC 271. Some more prelim fights. I know they're never ending, right, guys? Be sure to check out the videos I did for the very early prelims on Monday, and then yesterday I did 3 more prelims, and here we are finishing off the prelims, I think. There might be one more prelim fight on tomorrow's show, but we're just going right in the order on Tapology, so it is what it is. Let's get into this without further ado. Starting off, we're going to get the right underway with a banger. Light heavyweight fight between William Nightmare Knight taking on Maxine Maximus Grishin. Okay, William Knight comes in as the underdog here, plus 145 for the physical freak, the specimen, this chiseled. I don't know how he does it. I do know how he does it. It's called steroids, folks. But anyway, from what I heard, he has now developed a gyno boobie. So I think I'm not gonna say. I guess a C cup. He's got a solid C cup on one titty that grew since his last fight. I haven't seen it. I don't follow him on Instagram, so I can't verify if the gyno titty is there. Just like Izzy has the gyno titty too. What is it, gynecomastia or something? It's when the steroid titty. But anyway, I guess William Knight's formed one now. He's got one. I don't know what steroid does that. Maybe like I bet you it's something with androstenedione in it or something. I'm not a chemist or anything, but it's got to be something to leave estrogen deposits, causing the male mammaries to grow that deposit, the fatty deposit. Anyway, from what I heard, William Knight's got that, the gyno titty. But dude is phenomenal anyway. He's coming in with a record of 11-2. He's coming off 2 nice wins. He beat, regrettably, I had Alonzo Menafield. He beat him by unanimous decision. And you know what? I know it was a boring hug fest, but Alonzo Menafield debatably won the first round. He did not win the second. William Knight won the second. And the third round, Alonzo Menafield controlled the round. It could have went, I guess it was real sketchy. It could have went either way. I'm not going to call it a robbery, but really it shouldn't have been a unanimous decision. It should have been a split decision. I think Alonzo Menafield may, I don't look at like judges' scorecards, but I'm guessing some judges would have had to give it to him because he controlled the entire third round. I think going into the third, they were 1-1. Just saying, that was if my memory serves correct. Before that, William Knight took care of Fabio Cherant, who is the water buffalo, who is also on this card. I covered his fight yesterday, and Carlos Ulberg. Everybody, it was a full capper consensus. Nobody's taken Fabio Cherant, if I remember correct. You know what? There might be somebody, I forget. I thought it might have been a full capper consensus though, because the handsome. But you know what? Fabio Cherant, now part of that blonde Sanford MMA blonde black guy thing. Blonde Cherant might be. I'm gonna put a parlay on the Sanford blondes, Cherant and blonde, Brunson. Blonde Brunson. Jeez, I had a brain fart right there. It is late. It's much later than I usually go, but tonight we had wife had a guest over, Olivia. She used to live with us, so it's kind of, I can't do my show when Olivia's here. It's a little reminisce. Anyway, William Knight before that took his one of his most recent losses against Da Un Jung. Da Un Jung outclassed and controlled the entire fight using his wrestling. And ended up getting unanimous decision.
How are you doing?
Hey, you took a bath finally. About time. You're starting to stink. All right. Prior to that, he beat Alexa Kamur and in his Contender Series fight, he beat Cody Brundage, ground and pound, round 1. So that's pretty much William Knight.
You can have it.
North, cap it. Come on, I'm trying to do something here. Go around the other way, Brandon. Thank you. Okay, so William Knight is coming in. This is a short notice. I heard he is coming in a short notice. I forgot for who, but he's coming in for somebody. So who knows if he had a full camp? But with the guy no steroids, it shouldn't matter. He fights out of Hartford, Connecticut. He's got his Thornton Martial Arts. Don't know much about that, but he's taking on Maxine Grisham. Maxime Grisham, favorite here at -170. He does have a substantial height, 5-inch height and 3-inch reach advantage over William Knight, so keep that in mind. Maximus is coming off a loss, though, to Dustin Jacoby. I mean, Dustin Jacoby, he's an up-and-comer. He's unranked, but I like him. I would beg to differ. I would beg to gamble he's going to probably break into the top 15. I think he's one of BC Dave's unranked contender contest picks. But before that, Maxime has a nice win against Gadzhimarad Antigulov. He's back forth, back, win-loss, because before that fight, he beat Antigulov TKO round 2 for the much bigger Grisham here. Grisham's going to be the bigger, more imposing guy. William Knight's going to be thicker and stockier, but I don't know, usually people seem to fade that, but the thing is, maybe he's on the Ostarine. I don't know, maybe that's what does the gyno titty, but he does, for being muscular and muscle bound, he doesn't fade out his cardio, really, I guess you saw it against Alonzo Menafield. Third round, he was just garbage, but he does keep a good pace. And you know what? I will say Grishin is the older fighter here at 37, so that might come into play. Knight's 33, so 33 as is on the right side of 35, meaning you want to call 35 the decline. After 35, the rumor has it they start to decline, and Grishin on the wrong side of 35 being 37. So, but look at these. He's got 4 times as many fights. 31, 9, and 2 for Maxine Griffin. He used to fight in the PFL. That's one his last 5. He's 2-2-1. That draw was against Jordan Johnson in the PFL. That was 2019. Do not beat that thing. He fights at Akbed Fight Club over there in Russia, but I do believe he's been spending some time at Extreme Couture, I think, when he comes to the stateside. When he's in Vegas, he's over at Extreme Couture. So there we go. Let's see what the cappers have to say in this interesting matchup, right? I got a whole new flock of copper. Well, not new, but whole different group of cappers. I don't like to repeat cappers on any shows if I can help it. So we're gonna start with the favorite, like I always do, Maxim Griffin. We've got UFC gambling addicts Leighton taking Maxime because of his tail of the tape advantage, height and reach advantage, and he's a more seasoned vet with a record 4 times as many fights as Knight. And I feel you, Leighton. I feel you. That's a good argument there. Then taking William Knight, we've got the MMA fortune teller, the Teller, right up the road from Coconut Creek, Florida, from 88 American Top Team. He's all over William Knight. Since we're right on William Knight, the Die Hard MMA podcast, Clint's guest was Matthew Holt, the president of Integrity Sports or something, where they make sure that the lines are tight and the bookies aren't cheating. It's something to that effect. They're like a stat company for sports betting. I don't know, but the dude's pretty sharp. He's like a shark. He knows his shit. And both these guys, Clint and Matt, are both taking William Knight. Matt says by decision. I'm not gonna write down. I'm just gonna write die hard. You know both of them, Clint and Matt, taking William Knight. Then we've got jumping to what's going on. Bleed MMA. Bleed is on the side of Maxine Grisham. And finally, for the tiebreaker, we've got Dev the Dude and Cell the Red. My buddies, Dev and Cell, they're both in agreement on this, and they are both taking the steroid guy, William Nightmare Knight. Dev and Cell both taking William Knight to get the victory there. Now, I've been back and forth on this because I want to think if he really indeed is on a certain steroid that's not getting detected by USADA, which there is loopholes. You can find ways to, to be able to take him, not get detected. Just look at the UFC. There's plenty of guys that get away with it. So if that's the case, I don't think Grishin, he takes steroids. I think he's just going to be the naturally bigger guy. But Knight, if he's taking Ostarine and he doesn't gas out, if his cardio stays level throughout the entire fight, I think he should be able to take Grishin's head off. But Grishin, I think, does, like Da Unjung, that's a perfect example for a fighter that uses wrestling and control. That's how I think this might plan out. I think Grisham, first of all, Grisham is coming off a loss to Dustin Jacoby, and he missed weight on that fight. I think he was like 4 pounds over, if I remember correctly. His back against the wall. The UFC does not like that. I think they're kind of putting him to lose this, but he realized that with his 31-9-2 record, he knows what he's up against. I think he's going to use his fight IQ, come up with a game plan where he's not going to stand and bang. And if he does stand and bang, he's got the 3-inch reach, 5-inch height advantage. He can keep the strikes coming in from the outside, out volume William Knight. And I would hope he's going to use that Russian wrestling, take William Knight down, just like Da Unjung did. Use the wrestling to get the decision victory. Just don't get caught by one of his power shots, because Knight can send you to the alter universe, the dark realm, the shadow world, whatever you want to call it. He can send you there without a problem. I guess William Knight is the strongest. Like, he can bench press more weight than anybody else in the entire UFC. Weird stat, I know, but it is a stat. He's the strongest. That's another reason why he's probably on the steroids. But I'm taking Maxine Griffin here. His back is against the wall. He knows what's at stake. He doesn't want to quit yet. He's at 37 years old. I think he's still got a year or two maybe left in him before he hits his hard decline. He's got the tail of the tape. I'm going to go there, and I'm taking Grisham along with Leighton and Bleed to get it done over William Knight. I already did put William Knight in a couple parlays because I make degenerate gambles all throughout the week, But for Tapology and for this parlay here I'm taking Maxine Griffin to get the win. I think he's going to do it, like I said, by decision, by controlling the fight, just like Da Unjung, controlling the fight using some grappling. Hopefully he'll wear him down come third round. He just, hopefully it won't be like Alonzo Menifield's third round where he just controls him against the cage, and Da Unjung or William Knight managed to sneak in some shots, and the refs give it to William Knight because volumes like 12 strikes to 7 or something. I don't know, something ridiculous. But anyway, I got Maxine Grisham. I think he's going to withstand the storm and withstand William Knight, come out as the victor by decision. Moving on. Next we have a couple fights that are huge wide lines. Aside from one other fight, I think these are the widest lines on the card right here, back to back. I apologize for having that. I just said I'm going with the Tapology order. Apologies for my little heartburn. I just had dinner with a little while ago. Anyway, we have a flyweight fight between Perez and Matt Danger Schnell. Elsprez coming in as a 4-1 favorite. 24-6 is his record. Taking on Matt Schnell, 15-6. Same amount of losses, that's right. But Matt Schnell is 3-1 underdog, meaning your $100 bet will win you $300. Here, well, Perez, you got to pay $400 to win $100. Disgusting. Elsprez coming off a loss to Davis and Figueiredo, but he does have a string of 3 wins before that, beating Jussier Formiga by leg kicks, which is great. Leg kicks. He beat him by leg kicks round 1. Formiga just couldn't take anymore. Then before that, he beat Jordan Espinosa with an arm triangle round 1, and then Montana De La Rosa's husband Mark got him gone from the UFC. I don't even know if that was in the UFC. I think it was though. But he beat Mark De La Rosa by unanimous decision. Prior to that, he took a loss to Joseph Benavidez. So not a bad loss, but a bad way to lose because he got ground and pound in round 1 against Benavidez. Elsprez fights out of Team Okoa and Team Oyama. Team Oyama is the more better known one. I think who's out of there? Maybe Marlon Vera, maybe. I forget exactly. I used to know though. Team Oyama does have a couple UFC pros on their roster. And night, baby. And he is taking on Matt Danger Schnell. Matt Schnell here, coming off a loss to Rogerio Bontorin. Not a hugely ridiculous loss. Bontorin's got his good and bad spots. By unanimous decision. Before that, he beat Tyson Nam. Tyson Nam happens to be one of the... That's beautiful. One of Mbae's unranked contender picks. Yeah. Check it out. Check the show out. I have the list. I was like, yeah, you know, you picked Tyson Nam was your flyweight unranked contender pick. And that was their first pick. I was like, blew me away a little bit. Tyson Nam, you sure? But yeah, Matt Schnell beat Tyson Nam by split decision. Before that, lost to Alexander Pantoja by an overhand right in round 1. Not a good look. But before that, he's got 2 wins. Jordan Espinosa, just like Elsprez. Triangle, just like Elsprez. Round 1, just like Elsprez. Weird, they both beat Jordan Espinosa by triangles in round 1. And he also beat Luis Smoka by triangle choke in round 1. So Matt Schnell apparently has a triangle choke in his back pocket. That's his go-to submission move, obviously, because he's used it a few times. Here's the kicker. Matt Schnell fighting out of American Top Team, so you know he's got all sorts of training partners there that'll give him all different looks, whatever they gear up to. They help each other. They have game plans and all that. It's like they're professional fighters. It's weird. But anyway, what are you doing, Nor? You keep going in and out. That's Brandon's laptop. He can take care of his own crap. And then, but Matt Schnell is 3-1 underdog, and he's got a 2-inch height and 4.5-inch reach advantage over Elsprez. So, interesting fight. Let's see what the Cowboys have to say in this flyweight fiasco. Unreal. Okay, so taking the huge favor, of course, we've got diehard MMA podcast. Both these guys, Clint and Matt Holt, both on the side of Elsprez. Then we've got Leighton, UFC gambling addicts. I'm part of his Patreon. He does have a Discord. I don't go on Discords much because they just take a lot of time. My time is I'm always either researching, listening to cappers, or trying to jump in on live stream chats. it's hard to do all that and manage regular life with 2 active children and job. Unbelievable. MMA fortune teller also taking the -400 favorite. What's the favorite here? It is Alex Perez, and that's why Bleed is taking Alex Perez. And finally, Dev the Dude. However, Dev is on his own here because we have a contrarian picker making this not a full capper consensus. We've got Sell the Red taking Matt Danger Schnell. I love it. Sell taking the +300. That's grabbing the odds by the balls right there. That's like just squeezing them by the nuts right there, because I think Matt Schnell can get it done. Alex Perez, I'm not super impressed with him. Yeah, he's got some decent wins against, I don't know, Juicier Formiga, Jordan Espinosa, and Mark De La Rosa. Mark De La Rosa, he goes home and gets beat up by Montana. He gets beat up by his wife, so I don't know. So at +300, Matt Schnell might have my underdog. Plus money. I gotta go there. All I needed one person to push me to the side. Sell the Red. I'm with you, brother. And he's got the tail of the tape. And Matt Schnell, I think he fights better when all the odds are against him. Like he was, I'm pretty sure against Tyson Nam, he was a pretty heavy underdog, and he came out. I know it was a split decision victory, but still, he came out on top. You gotta give him something for that, you know. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna take Matt Schnell at +300. I don't have to give a method, but I will say, I don't. You know what? I'm gonna say by submission, or no. Where's he trained? American Top Team. He does do like those triangle chokes though. And Alex Perez, you know their ages are very close too. Forgot to write that down. Alex Perez 29, just under 30. Matt Schnell just over 30 at 32. But I think, I think he might be good for a submission. We're gonna say submission here. Why not? Submission round 2. There we go. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Moving on. Next we have the legend, the pioneer of women's MMA, Roxanne Modafferi, the Happy Warrior, taking on the top up-and-coming, blow you out of the water, unbeaten, top, aggressive female. The worst matchup you can have for your retirement fight. Roxanne Modafferi is coming in. She's 39 years old. She already claimed this is going to be her last fight. I hate when they do that because it seems like they've already given up. But I don't know. Roxanne's a different breed of person. I think she might give it the rest of whatever she's got. I think she might put it into this fight. But CaseyO'Neill, what a tough contest. A tough task to overcome there for Roxanne. CaseyO'Neill's 24. She's part of that Australian, New Zealand group there. I don't know where she comes from. Oh, now she's in Vegas, out of Extreme Couture and 10th Planet Vegas. But I know back in the day, she was from Australia or New Zealand. And you know, there's plenty of fighters on this card. I made an Australian New Zealand parlay, and I think it's 6 legs. So I think 6 fights on this card have a fighter from either Australia or New Zealand. And the main event, we got one from each. So, but I'm not gonna sneak peek that spoiler until I get to that fight on Friday or Thursday or Friday. But anyway, it's probably going to have to be Thursday. I'm going to have to double book Thursday because this Friday, what's the thing, Brandon? Friday, we're going to a celebration. Oh, Lunar New Year celebration that I gotta go to on Friday. So I'm still gonna do the after the weigh-ins face-offs live stream, but it won't be until probably, I'm guessing, around 8 or 9 o'clock. I do 8 o'clock anyway, but we have the Lunar New Year celebration in Albany. My wife, my kids, we're all gonna go there and celebrate Lunar New Year. But I will be back, and I will still have the live stream. It might go at like 9 o'clock. That'll be great for Dave though, because he's on BC, British Columbia time. So for him it'll be 6. It'll be perfect for him. But I'm still gonna do live stream. It's just gonna be later than usual on Friday. But anyway, back to this. Where was I? Roxanne Modafferi plus 300. What a smack in the face, but it's kind of warranted because CaseyO'Neill, there's a goose egg. She has not seen a loss yet. She's been destroying people. Antonina Shevchenko, ground and pound round 2, took care of that problem. Laura Procopio though, she beat her in round 3 with a rear naked choke, but I guess Laura Procopio was kind of winning that fight, and then she had some sort of like mid-fight medical problem, like something. This is from what I heard from the cappers. I didn't go back and watch the tape or anything. I didn't watch the fight, but I guess Laura Procopio was giving her the business. Like she was winning that fight, and then something happened, and she hasn't recovered. She hasn't been back to fighting since that 3rd round where something weird medically happened to her, and Casey King O'Neill managed to get the choke on her and take care of her in the round 3 rear naked choke. Here, CaseyO'Neill's UFC debut was against Shayna Dobson, and that was a ground and pound round 2. Before that, she was fighting out of Eternal MMA. Of her 8 victories, 5 of them by finish. That's the real deal. That's why they call her King. Or Bobby Green is also King. But King is kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to get into it. It's just weird that she's using King, because King is it's a male name, you know. It's like if it was a guy, they wouldn't be like Bobby Queen Green, you know, which sounds cool, Queen Green. But anyway, I'm just saying, Casey King O'Neill coming out of like 10th Planet and Extreme Couture. She should roll over Modafferi, but Roxy's an active submission grappler. Like always, you can look at her tapology, and even not her tapology, just look at like other, because I follow BJ Women Who Roll on Instagram, Women Who Roll, and there's a lot, and also Amanda Lewin. Amanda Lewin is like the top women's jiu-jitsu artist. I don't think she's ever been beat. She's phenomenal. But you look at Amanda Lewin, one of her last fights was she beat Roxanne Modafferi. But my point is, Roxanne's very active in submission grappling tournaments. Ridiculously active. Still, at 39 years old. She had like 2 grappling matches in the past in 2021, as well as her MMA matches, you know. Most recently she lost to Tyler Santos. That was in September. So that wasn't all that long ago. That was a unanimous decision loss. That's another thing with Roxanne. She does not get put away. Her last 5 fights all went to decision. It's hard to put away Roxanne, and Roxanne's going to be a slightly bigger girl here. She's going to have 1 inch reach advantage, or height advantage. They have the same exact reach, but Roxanne's kind of like got the, because of her like nerdiness and stuff, she's kind of like got like a big brother type of toughness. I don't know. It's like she's older, veteran. She's seen a lot of things. I think it's good. Should be a little bit closer in odds. Let's talk about Roxanne's thing. This is, like I said, her retirement fight. She's not fighting again after this, so she says. So I believe she wants to go out with a bang, but other people are like, oh, look at Marion Renault. When her retirement fight, she had lost before she even stepped in the ring. But I think it's different for Roxanne. She wants to leave her stamp she wants to leave on a win. So I think she's gonna hurt. There's no doubt in her will, but she is 39 years old, so sometimes you can't help it. That quit's gonna come to you. You know, if you're getting punched in the face, you might have just, and we'll see. It's going to be an interesting fight. Before losing to Talia Santos, she lost to Vivian Araujo, unanimous decision. She beat Andrea KGB, Andrea Lee by unanimous decision. That was a nice win. Before that, Lauren Murphy, unanimous decision. And she upset Macy Barber. Macy Barber was a minus 1,000. I think, yeah, and Roxanne was like a plus 1,200 or something. I remember I took a hedge bet on Roxanne that came through. She won by unanimous decision, but Macy Barber did like break her foot or something. She did, yeah, she like broke her foot in the first round of that and still made it to go. She went through the entire fight with a broken foot, I think it was. But hey, whatever. Victory's victory for the underdog and Roxanne Modafferi, the happy warrior. She trains out of Syndicate MMA, which is a great female. There's a lot of UFC professionals fight out of there. I think Joanne Wood is out of there. I can't, right off the top of my head, I can't think of all of them, but Syndicate is known for its putting out some good American female fighters. Okay, so let's see what the cappers have to say in this crazy minus 400 killer against the older. I can't see in the ring because my prescription on my glasses keeps getting stronger every year I'm in. I feel you there. Thankfully I'm nearsighted, so I only need them when I'm driving or watching television from afar. I only need them for looking at road signs and shit like that. So that's why, like, oh, where's your glasses? Well, I'm not driving. I really don't need them unless I'm driving or trying to read captions on television. So here we go. We're gonna start with CaseyO'Neill, of course. We got Dev and Cell. This is a lock to them. It's a lock to a lot of people. Dev says TKO round 1.
I picked that by accident.
Cell says by decision because the durability of Roxanne Modafferi. I told you, look at Tapology. She always goes decision. But O'Neill, 5 of her 8 fights have been finished via finish. Okay, then we've got the MMA fortune teller, Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts, Bleed, also taking O'Neill, and finally, what is kind of weird, Die Hard MMA podcast, Clint and Matt Holt, they didn't really take a side. They said the links to all these cappers will be in the description. But Die Hard, they said they're going to lean Modafferi. They just have to wait to see how they look on the scale, or wait to see something, how they talk in interviews. If I get both of them, Matt and Clint both said they have to watch some interviews from both these females, both these women, and they want to see what they look like on the scales. But right now, Modafferi is worth that dog bet at plus 300. So I'm going to write them there loosely, but I'm going to write waiting. Because that's exactly what they said. They didn't give a pick, really. They just said, well, let's waiting for a little bit more info. But because of that, it's not a full capper consensus because they did not side with O'Neill. I think they both, gunned ahead, make a pick. They're both going to say O'Neill, but because they said they want to wait on it and get a little bit more info, they're going with Modafferi. And I love Roxy. I love Roxanne Modafferi. But I gotta go with the smart bet. I mean, O'Neill has just been dominating. And Roxy just like I said, she's out of her prime. I know she's gonna come in with the will to win and all that good stuff. And can I get this one? All right, this one works good enough. So I am gonna take O'Neill on my Tapology pick, and I think she's gonna do it by decision. Roxy's definitely not gonna get knocked out on her farewell fight. She's not gonna get knocked out. And believe it or not, on the ground, O'Neill's got better wrestling, but Roxy's got better BJJ. I told you, she does all those. She's a black belt. She does all those submission grappling tournaments. But raw wrestling, I think the aggression and the wrestling goes to O'Neill. But the jiu-jitsu and the chess game that's on the mat goes to Modafferi. I think if it does go to the ground and they don't stand and bang, Modafferi might be able to sneak in a submission. And that's why I'm going to take her on a hedge bet too. So my pick is O'Neill, but I'm betting Modafferi hedge by decision or submission even. But at plus 300, plus money, you don't have to choose your prop. You can, and it's just going to blow it up. It'll make it even plus more money. But hedge bet is to, like, I'm going to put O'Neill, Grishin, and Schnell in a parlay. When it gets to the Modafferi fight, and these guys already won, when it gets to this fight, that means whoever wins, I'm going to win. Modafferi, I'm going to hedge better. And if O'Neill wins the minus 400, which she should, I'll win my 3-fight parlay. You understand? But the key is trying to get this one right. Schnell and man, he should be a hedge bet too. Anyway, we'll see. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But to recap, time check. I'm way over. But to recap, what I'm gonna do is I'm taking Maxine Grisham by decision to beat William Knight. I'm taking the upset from Matt Danger Schnell over Alex Perez. He does have the tail of the tape advantage, and I think he's going to go up against the odds. Alex Perez can be beat. Max Schnell, that line is way too wide. So I got to jump on the value there. I'm going to take Matt Schnell to get a submission triangle choke round 2. And then I'm taking CaseyO'Neill, but I'm hedge betting Modafferi. So if I do parlay this and it gets to this fight, I'll throw a quick little bit on Modafferi. So then whoever wins, I should win but I got to first win this one and this one first for that whole hedge bet scenario to pay out. You see what I'm saying there? But there you have it. Gather the info. I gotta do it from this side. Gather the info. Place those bets and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me that thumbs up. Go ahead in the comments. Call me crazy. Call me degenerate. Whatever you want to call me. But don't call 1-800-GAMBLER. Because that only happens if you have a problem gambling. I don't have a problem because I'm winning. So it's a problem if you're not winning. So that's when you call 1-800-GAMBLER. They're like, oh, you're even going to bet this fight, you got to call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or if you're going to bet on Modafferi, no, dude, don't. There's a science to it. But anyway, go ahead, leave your comments, fill that up. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't done that. Share it with your friends, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow with main card fights. There might be one. Let me look at the Tapology. I think there might be one more prelim fight before I get into the main card that I got to cover. So, since I got you here anyway. Yeah, tomorrow I'm covering... Oh yeah, the headliner of the prelims is Andre Arlovski, Jared Vandera. I'm covering that, and I'm covering the Nasrat Hot Press and Bobby King Green and Kyler the Matrix Phillips against Marcelo Rojo. I'm gonna take care of those fights tomorrow, so tune in for that. I've already done my research. So good luck on your bets, and I will see y'all
I just
tomorrow.
think hot